Welcome to Dipato.
The Dipato Let's Talk Crypto Show.
How you doing, Simon?
I'm doing very, very well. How about yourself, Melissa?
I'm doing fantastic. There's all kinds of good news up in this.
There is good news. And it's a good day. Let the water be under the bridge and just move forward.
Exactly. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited. Today, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
We do.
We're going to talk about the treasuries being tokenized on XRPL. There's the Ripple winning the lawsuit.
Yeah. I'm with this right here, honestly. Yeah. I really am, because I'm like, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
And I'm super excited because you had an idea the other day when we were talking about something that we're going to start going forward, starting today. Every show. And that is 15 minutes of inspiration. Feel 15 good minutes stories.
Of inspiration. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Yeah. Super excited for that.
Yeah, I am too. I've thought about a couple quotes, a couple quotes, a couple just state of mind things, just that are from my own personal sphere. That it's like, yeah, universe, you're right. Dang, man, I'm crying like a kid in the cereal aisle again. That's good. Becky, what's good, lady friend?
Hey, Becky. We love you. We miss you.
Yeah, glad to hear you are returning to good health and good form.
Yes. Amen to that.
Amen.
Well, what is your feel-good story?
15 minutes of inspiration. You want to knock it off right there out the park? Let's do it.
Right out the gate. 15 minutes of inspiration.
15 minutes of inspiration. Now I'm brain farting. Oh, it must be the camera. So there is a couple of things, but one that just really resonates with me is that's an everyday thing, is seek out the opportunities. You have to look for them. That's the whole point. Seek them out. That doesn't mean go chase them. It just means seek out the opportunities. And I've never really understood that full circle. I get it now. The other one is it's from the Matrix. Know thyself. Right. Know thyself. Like that I know I'm kind of going deep here, people, but if you can seek out the opportunities, if you can see them and recognize them, and I'm telling you, start with the small ones, man. For the big one, you can see the big ones, but if you can just see that little one and give it credit that it was an opportunity, and give yourself credit that you did take the opportunity, whole nother topic, you're good. And what you do with that in that process is you will learn to know thyself. And when you know yourself unleashed enough in different situations, you're like, it's so much easier to say yes or to say no, in any type of situation you're in. That's totally related to this crypto space. Definitely. An opportunity was last week or earlier this week. What week is this? We're on Wednesday. So yeah, Sunday, Monday was a great opportunity. Yeah. Right in the market. Right. And there's more evidence to scream another opportunity is still here. Know thyself.
Know thyself.
Know thyself, man. It's some cool stuff. So that's kind of it. That's been an ongoing thing that I actually kind of revisit, and I kind of rotate. It kind of seems to rotate around in a few other thoughts, but I know when I'm getting frustrated with just like the world, like you and I talked the other day about certain platforms over time just spew negativity. It's
Yep.
just it's just the room, right? It's just hey, everybody's feeling negative Nancy today or whatever. No offense to any Nancys out there,
Right.
sorry. Um, and so if you know thyself,
Yeah.
you know what? This isn't clicking with me right now. I got peace
Yeah.
and love, everybody. I'm deuces and I'm going over here,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Well,
a but that's one. So, what's your 15 minutes inspiration, lady friend?
well,
You're always
I've got,
popping off the love and positivity in the AM on the old X.com.
yeah. Uh, I have several actually, but piggybacking on what you just said, one of my feel good stories for the day was I happened upon a couple spaces today, and
Mhm.
Love and Light was there. People, this news of Ripple, quote unquote, winning the lawsuit or settling the lawsuit, brought out the best in the folks in the XRP community. Saw a lot of folks that I've seen in the past kind of bickering back and forth, and everybody was real positive and happy today, and I think that's a positive, wonderful thing. Um, and I'm with you. I tend to try to stay away from the negativity, and I'm not perfect by any means with
Me
that. I
neither.
mean, I have my
Definitely me
moments,
neither, man. Yeah.
but I find myself, especially in this political climate that we're in now,
Mhm.
um, I just, it's not setting well with me, with any side or any person talking crap about the other side. I think it takes away from them personally. I think it makes them look bad. Um, and so I have to apply that to myself, because if I'm feeling that way when I'm seeing people talk negatively about others, if I do that, then I'm guilty of the
Sure.
same thing that I don't care for. So, and then I also have noticed that the more that I look into these positive things and I post them, read them, those sort of things, I get more of that in my feed. And
Yeah.
so I would just suggest to folks that are seeing a lot of negative
Cool.
stuff in their feed, don't participate. Let it go right on by. It's so tempting sometimes to click on something that's, controversial or whatever. But that's the point of these things that they put out there, is to get you. But I'm not a prude. I can laugh, and I do think there's a lot of things that are funny when I see them. But so anyway, but one thing that I think is good, and I'm dipping my toe. I'm ready. I need to commit. So I'm saying it out loud on this show. I don't know how public I'll go with what my plans are, or what my progress is, but I really want to take a step forward in my my health and my physique. I want to lose some weight. I want to lose some weight and look and feel better, and start exercising. And so I think I said last week I was looking at getting myself a walking pad and those types of things. And so in doing that, I've been running across these channels of people that have lost significant amounts of weight, and I'm seeing it more and more. I'm not seeking it out. They're just showing up in my feed now. And it's like, okay, I'm bringing this to myself, right? I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's whether it's the manufactured algorithm, or if it's just me bringing it, my energy, bringing those things to me, or God showing me this is what I need to do, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm doing. And so one of the feel good stories that I want to share is someone that I love very much. Like, this person is in the rocket ship with me. If we're leaving Earth and you can only take, 5 people with you, this person's on the spaceship with me,
Oh,
right?
cool.
Uh,
Cool.
so this person, they have they used to weigh 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And you know, they were taking all kinds of different drugs, you know, for pain, for anxiety, for depression, you name it. They were on it. High blood pressure,
Right.
the whole thing. They got themselves off of it completely by themselves. They used marijuana. I'll say that they used marijuana oil to get off of it. Okay, so this person lost 200 pounds with no surgery, no nothing. They lost 200 pounds, and they have been fighting, and they give so much to others on a regular basis. They're just love and light and shine. You know, they're just a wonderful person. And so I just found out yesterday, unfortunately, someone in her husband's family passed away. And left a substantial amount of funds to the son, who is, you know, related. And the son, right after learning of this, says that they want to gift this person money to help with skin removal surgery. And that's something that I've always said that I've always wanted to do for this person. You know, if I ever got money, that's one of the first things I said I would do. So what a blessing. You know, what a selfless thing for someone to think of that in that moment, in their grief of their father dying, to want to bless someone in that way that they can see. And so I just think that's a wonderful story. And so that is a contribution to our 15-minute inspiration feel good story.
I love it. I would, you know, I would, man, that's a beautiful story. And I was gonna say good luck, but I heard something about if you say good luck in different cultures, it's not really doesn't really mean good luck. It's like a big FU. So I'm trying to go, okay, what else cool can I say besides good luck? I am sending you the good vibes from me of encouragement and determination on your health adventure. Okay. There you go. Giving you some of that. So I wanted to say that because that takes big steps. It's always hard to do us.
Yes, it is.
In our own time. It's very hard to do us in our own time. Planes going down, though, ain't that hard.
Yeah.
Maybe. Huh? What am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm making light of a horrible situation. But cool to hear about the cannabis treatment. I've seen marvelous things that have happened. And it's just a coinkydink that they happen to also be utilizing that. I have family, very close family, that use it every day. And their quality of life has drastically improved because of it. So I'm not on the, I'm just because what other people use it for doesn't mean that that's what that other person is using it for. You know?
Right. Exactly.
Everything can be abused and manipulated. You know, all the blessings can be a curse. All the curses can be a blessings. Yeah. Well, that's great, man. I like that story. That's very, very, I don't want to say ambitious is not the right word.
Inspirational.
It is inspirational.
Yeah, it is.
God dang it. It'll come up in the next hour. I'll figure out the word, but for what that individual did for that other individual is great. Life-changing. I mean, loss of life, continuation of life. That's a great transfer of love.
Yeah. Hey, New Mindset. Lisa. Thanks for coming, guys. So yeah, so that's a good thing. And you know, hopefully those of us in our crypto journey, I know so many people, and we've talked about this before. A lot of the folks that we know that are in this space have desires to help others when the, you know, quote unquote ship comes in. And I truly believe that's going to happen. And when it does, we're gonna be putting a big dent in the world with kindness and goodness. Hey, Kita, my lovely, beautiful friend. Yes, what a fantastic day, huh? Who'd have thunk it? August 7th, huh? Ripple.
You know, I want to touch on something that let's go into the Ripple thing. Let's just do it here. You know, hey, newsflash in case you missed it. Don't worry, it's going to be the talk for the next like month. We're going to chew on this fat for a while here in the crypto space. But Ripple does win. Ripple does win. But you, Melissa, sent me a link to a Spaces, and I noticed there was a lot of other YouTube enthusiasts and talking heads within that space.
Yeah.
And there, I don't know the lady's name. What her handle was.
Yes, I do. I wrote it down, and I have the same thing that I was gonna share. Are you talking about
888?
Oh,
I'm talking about
no.
888.
Oh, okay. Nope, I know Dawn 888.
Yeah. So, but and
Let's talk
she's
about something different.
she's into astrology or something along those lines or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. Now, I'm gonna touch on something that's very interesting to me. So, this 88. What's her name?
I think her name is Dawn.
Okay, Dawn on the space. She's into astrology, and she's over in Australia. Well, at the time of space the space was going on, it was August 8th, 2024. 888.
888. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, for most of you in this space on this channel right now, I don't know if you know of an old kind of grumpy individual. He's from the Pacific Northwest. He's kind of a neighbor, as in he's about 3.5 hours away. His name is Cliff High. Now, if you don't know who Cliff High is, Cliff High's claim to fame, so to speak, not that he's claiming, it's just has his own brilliant mind. He created what's called the WebBot reports. What he has is basically a program that goes and scours the internet and picks up on common language that's being produced out there. And from that language, he has been able to call certain events. It's a very just interesting thing. Now, 2017 bull run. Okay. There was, it's either that one or the last one. I'm blanking out, but he had a lot of data that said 888. Okay. And then, now that was referred to Bitcoin, but he said that he was still getting data that pushed it way out into the future. Now, I haven't done my research on this right now, but when I heard that 888, universe took me back to that moment of time where I was like, oh, because he said it would be another big temporal marker for the crypto market and for us as a society and as a species going into what does he call it? Flying car land, basically, where technology is going to super leapfrog everything. And so us having flying cars will be a common thing in what will be like a fraction of the time by comparison. There'll be lots of technology that's been hidden that will be coming out onto the mainstream public. Now, I've kind of seen this and all this, but that 888 was a very, very interesting thing there. And so congratulations to Ripple winning.
Yeah. Well, and they the
Sorry, I don't mean to
SEC
poke the bear.
the SEC wanted 2 billion, if folks recall, when they were suing them, they wanted to settle for 2 million or 2 billion, and Ripple was like, I don't think so. I don't remember what the amount that Ripple wanted to pay, but it sounds like they ultimately settled on like 125 million and some change. Is what the ultimate settlement is for. So what do you think about that? And I this is the other thing is since so let's see, I wanted to see if Becky says something here. I've had to correct Cliff numerous times. As recently as 2 weeks ago, he was telling his subscribers the SEC declared XRP as a security. Geesh. Yeah, interesting, Becky. I wonder, I don't know. He seems like somebody that does things with intent. So
Again,
maybe
this
he's
stuff a while
yeah,
ago. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like what I'm talking about has been,
a long time ago.
2017, 2021 zone. You know what I mean? That was quite some time ago.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, he's the one that they call it the woo, right? The Cliff High is he calls it the woo woo.
Yeah, the woo,
like
yeah,
that.
there's it gets deeper, but
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
we're
interesting
not
stuff
the
nonetheless.
but
So
in any event, so here you got Ripple. They're going to pay 125 million. There's more clarity. What do you think happens from here? Already today with the news I saw earlier, I don't know what it is now, but
bring it up. Tell me.
XRP price was up like 20%. I use this app called Crypto Bubbles.
Perfect.
And
Let's go look at that.
So many other things are in the red, and there was XRP up 20% when the last time I looked at it, but that was a while ago. That's pretty incredible.
Well, is it? I'm going to play devil's advocate here based on just market and news of Ripple.
Yeah.
News of Ripple in the market. Yeah. There was, I want to say, a year ago. We had, in fact, I'm like 90% sure it was a year ago because I thought about that. I looked at the charts and I was like, wow, everybody's red, everybody's dead, but XRP is pumping. Got some good news, or it was good news, and XRP pumped, right? But it was to Ripple. I remember July of last year, we got the same song and dance. Good news for Ripple. It pumped and it dumped. So, from that perspective, I'm still kind of like, well, let's see if that happens. And I was like, you know what? I want to check out a chart. So I'm so glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that. I'm like, I want to go check that out after the show. The show.
Yeah, right now my app is showing it's up 16.5% for the day for today. Yeah. And like I said,
it was
over 20. It was over 20 earlier initially.
All right, here we go. And all my XRP Ripple fans out there, back me up on the news because I don't keep all the who said what to who on which day and all that. Like I don't keep up on that stuff. I just know that there was a decision made in the court back July of last year, and I'm gonna share my little screen here and show you what I'm talking about. Dun, 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 dun. Wheel of Fortune.
All right.
I miss the old Wheel of Fortune where they could go around and buy all the stuff. I'll take the vacuum and the this and the that. Sorry, ADD.
Can you make it just the whole screen bigger?
Like this?
Yeah, man.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I am sorry. I could probably do a little quick F11. That might help too. Okay. So what we're looking at here for the whole screen is, let's get something to draw with. Oh, damn, let's not get something to draw with. That's going to be a mess. This zone right here was just before the Ripple announcement came. So that was Wednesday, July 12th. I'm looking at a day chart right now. So that news about Ripple and the what's it, Judge Cuomo, right?
Torres.
Who's the judge on the Torres? Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it
was Torres.
All
right, so Torres finally said nope. Ripple's basically in the clear for the most part, right? And I think also Brad and friends were in the clear as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So,
isn't that where it was like Ripple's not a security?
Yes. Yeah. That was yeah. It was all within that case. And right here we got the news. It pumped, and a little while later, it dumped. right? Fast forward to where we are. Oh, I'm so sorry about the spaghetti sauce, everybody. I really am. This is why I don't sleep at night. Just let me move this over real quick. Ding, 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 ding. Here we are. I mean, yes, the whole market went down, but this guy pumped. And at some point, I'm waiting for a little dump, probably in this 50, 55 cent zone, even though, God, we're like right there right now. Who am I kidding? But my point to all that, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, Melissa, is that the news that we get does not directly affect price to a specific coin. You know, let's be honest here, and it was brought up in that space that XRP is its own token. You can't. Somebody said in that space, you can't sue the asset. Valid. You can't sue the asset. So that also means that in a roundabout way, that asset is shielded from arguably anything that the company does to a degree. Okay. So if the company does something bad, that doesn't mean XRP is dead in the water. It might or sinking in the water. It might be dead in the water, stuck, but it doesn't mean it's like completely gone. You know, and just because Ripple did something awesome does not necessarily mean that XRP is going to the moon right then in that moment. Right now, big picture. If you can focus on the big picture, all my brand new dipotowers in there, dipotowers in the space. Maybe you've been around since 2022 and you've been in an XRP and you're part of the community, which is great. When Ripple does something big picture, like what happened today, the cuffs got taken off. We've had clarity for a little while for XRP, the token. So we got two things that we've really needed. But this ball and chain, so to speak, that's been stunting the growth of Ripple, the company here in the States, is finally done. They can move on now, right? They still had, in my opinion, they had to pay to play $125 million and go. SEC wanted a lot more, but they still had to pay to play. So even that right there in itself, it's like, okay, in my world, that's not a square win. You know, you still had to pay the piper. You still have to do all the stuff, some of the stuff that arguably most of us would say that's still unfair, right?
Yeah.
But they are allowed to continue. They're allowed to move on. Trust me, they're going to make up that $125 million, you know, in no time flat with all the other relationships.
You know, right? I was listening to something earlier today. Different people. I don't even remember who it was now. I feel bad that I can't give them a shout out, but they were talking about the SEC and how they make their money and that they're not funded by the government. They said they're not funded by the government. They're funded in the fees that they collect. And so if you look over at the history with these companies where they, you know, it's a bad system really, because it sets it up to where, you know, oh, as long as if you break the rules or you don't know the rules, as long as you pay the money, then you're good to go. And so all of these banks and, you know, that have done not so good things and haven't been responsible, they've gotten away with paying a fine, and they've just built it into the, you know, this is a business expense.
Yes.
You know, they know it's going to be a business expense, just like when we interviewed Patrick Riley with the Reaper token and Ascension and all of his projects that he's working on, where he said he is actually saving up money in anticipation of a lawsuit coming his way so that they can defend themselves. And so that's where I think that man, I have so many thoughts on this when it comes to Ripple and, you know, the setup of all these things that are happening. They they had the money to fight back. And a lot of these little companies, they would never have been able to do that. That's how they've been able to corner the market on all of these things in the past and rule the roost, right? Because the little guy can't afford to pay for this. And so here you've got a company that actually had the money, and they fought for the crypto space. Now, whether I don't know how organic it was, I guess is what I want to say. And you know, there's a lot of things that are happening. The timeline of
timing's interesting. Yeah,
yeah, the timing is interesting. You know, now we've got a bunch of the senators and you know, the crypto bills that are coming into play. And where it's crypto is really going to start taking off because we're closer to being ready, right? We're not there yet, but they're ready to start putting forth some bills and voting and getting those through so that there is legal clarity. So I guess in one way, the Ripple lawsuit kind of it did hold them back from being able to do things in the States, but they were also able to grow their business overseas and around the world.
yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, I think that it's a I'm celebrating, I'm happy. But I don't know how organic all this is all, I guess, is what I want to say. But I am very happy. I'm very pleased. And really, it's the way it goes, right? It's the way that our government is set up, and the flaws are being pointed out now, and we're actually able to see this stuff unfold and the injustice of it.
Right.
And so I think that is a very positive thing for us to see. And there's more people that are vocal and giving the space attention like never before. And so
Absolutely.
you're going to see a lot of people that have, you know, newfound wealth, that those are going to be the new movers and shakers. And I can only pray that they stay grounded and stick to their convictions of what they're championing now, so that in the future we don't have this problem, you know.
Well, the generations behind them don't have this problem.
Correct.
You
Exactly.
know,
You're
I
right.
mean,
Yes.
you know, we're you know, every other generation fights for their grandkids. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like I mean, really, that's what it is. In your last chapters of your time here on this beautiful planet, you know, you're doing everything you can for your grandkids and quite possibly great grandkids if it's looking like they're going to be real close. You know, so that they have a better fighting chance than you did. You
Yes.
know, or just a better standing period. Um, you know, on the topic of staying grounded, you know, I was thinking today about, you know, heard the news. I listened to the space for a little bit. I got kicked off like twice just for connective issues. Nothing. Nobody. X wasn't trying
Nobody
to.
can
X don't even know who the hell I am,
Yeah.
and that's cool with me, man. That's all right. You don't see me coming.
On
Yeah. But you know, I was thinking about um those of us that are in this crypto space, and I'm going to speak specifically to XRP right now, from my personal experience that I had in Vegas at the XRP 2024 event in Las Vegas. And what I really noticed there was there was a great deal of people. There was different people with uh, different money. Okay,
Yeah.
there's there was there was from my perspective, and anybody can correct me on this if they want, because I love the statistics. Um, there was arguably a handful of millionaire, maybe multimillionaires. And when I say multi-million, I mean like you got 10 or above. That's, in my opinion, you're multi.
Mhm.
Okay, more than a single
Yeah.
digit. I did
Yeah.
the same thing when I was 9 to 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm double digit now, bro. What? I know everything. And so I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about the other end of that, where I know there was people there that make about 50 or a little less than 50 a year. That's before taxes, by the way. That's before taxes.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting here, and it kind of hit me like a 2x4 to the face. That those the multimillionaire millionaires are like the very upper tier of what used to be the middle class. Middle class was something else in the 90s that was very talked about. 2000s, roundabout way, got deleted. I would agree that it's got deleted. But it used to be, if you were in this price threshold, you were considered middle class. And that that led to the thought of Bitcoin. Sorry, XRP people. That it took Bitcoin this long to get where it's at in price. Okay. It went through its own dramas that honestly I am unaware of, but I know it went through its own dramas, right?
Yeah.
And so it took that amount of time to finally get the old money people, institutions in this world to start participating a little while ago into Bitcoin, like arguably 2014. You had Fidelity, that's known facts, but that was an institution. I'm talking about your people who have a net worth of 50 or $100 million and up. Those people.
Yeah.
They just walked into the room with Bitcoin. It took 15 years for the adopters, the early adopters, to get the old stinking money per se off the couch. And so here we are with XRP, because we all hear the price complaint, wind moon, and I know there's a lot of people within the space period, they're just like, man, I'm tired of hearing the moon. It happens when it happens. It's coming. We know that. XRP Army will tell you, dude, it's happening. Here's all the good things about XRP. Here's all the good relationships that XRP has with Ripple. Here's all the good relationships Ripple has with others. Okay, the likelihood of XRP mooning to speculative prices is inevitable. Whatever that price is irrelevant. But it doing the shot over time, it's in. You look at Bitcoin, where Bitcoin on the rainbow chart, it took 15 years to do that, Yep. And I thought about, okay, so Bitcoin came out allegedly 2009. XRP, the token, was created before that, but that was created. It's like, well, when did it actually really come to market? I don't have the answer to that, but I'm going to say somewhere after 2009, probably just after 2009. And then you got that, first to market thing. Well, if let's say Bitcoin had a whole year of social media pushing, that had a whole year of this new idea to have adoption start, where it's like, whoa, what's XRP? I don't know anything about that. Is this a scam now? Because I feel like I got the real thing over here, but that's a scam. But this thing over here still feels like a scam. That whole risky, it was very, very risky to be in anything back in the day, And the reason why I'm bringing this up is to what you said earlier about being grounded. I don't know about you, Melissa, but I know that $100,000 is a lot of money to someone that earns $30,000 a year, that earns $50,000 a year. Okay,
Yes.
I've been there myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a blessing. What happened? Know thyself, or learn thyself. I was like, I wait until I got money mode. It was there. I knew it. And I tried to stay grounded the best way that I knew how. But if I practiced being grounded earlier, just in any of my endeavors that had to do with money, and know thyself, look within to go, I'm nervous right now. I can't do this. Why? Because I'm nervous. I need to be clear headed. I can't be trying to diffuse the bomb when I'm all jacked up on that one. Dude, I got this, bro, man. I got this. Turn down the volume. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So the grounded part, there's going to be a brand new millionaires minted. I think that's wonderful, but I want you to recognize that I was in room with multimillionaires, and I knew the lifestyle that they have. They, like me, in their own lifestyle, are they're thriving, but they're also just surviving, just like me. Only they're in a bigger pool than I am, right?
Yeah.
That's really the only difference here. So, stay grounded and go, I have a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Get yourself some very nice functional stuff that's going to benefit your life, like a new car, but not a Lamborghini, stupid. Find things that you can stick your profits into for the things you ultimately want to do, like that story you shared with me earlier, that person giving the other person those funds. Yeah. If I was right there next to that person, I'd be like, do you want to do this? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Then can I show you a different thing to ensure that your lineage gets to do the same thing you're about to do right now? And I'm not going to talk about that process, but you know what I'm talking about. And it's just those things. It's just knowing those things. So yes, stay grounded.
Yeah.
It's a real challenge, but stay grounded. You're about to be a millionaire. You have no idea what responsibility and blessing landed in your lap. That all blessings come with a equal amount of responsibility required to execute on the blessing.
I know.
I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm getting off my soapbox.
Couple things. 35 people of you guys watching tonight. We appreciate you.
Especially with all the news and all the talking heads going on right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know we got a lot of competition this evening. Farmer John, our friend Farmer John is here.
Farmer John's in
welcome him. And Sola Sam is here and says evening. Hope you guys are doing well. We hope you are too, Solar Sam.
Yeah, Solar Sam, what's good, brother?
Pay me an XLM's here. We love you.
Pay me an XLM, my brother,
amen.
Man. One love. One love.
What I want to say is, my friend Lewis Jackson's been bringing this up for a while, and I know people give him a lot of shit, for some of the stuff that he talks about because they take things out of context, or they think that he's telling them to do something negative or not in their best interest or whatever. One thing that's been resonating with me when he talks about it is that, and we talked about this on some previous shows, like you're just T.O. Trini.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you guys. We love you. We miss you. Can't wait to get together again. So one thing I want to say is, you're right. You're mentioning that, certain people, they might make 35,000, they might make 55,000, they might make 100,000, right?
Yeah.
And we're all in different places in our lives, different times in our lives. We're all different ages. We have different ages till we retire. And like you say, $100,000 to someone that makes $70,000, $100,000 a year, to have an extra 100,000 is a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
And so when you've been in the space for a long time and you've seen it go up and you've seen it go down, and I admit, in the beginning, I was pretty skeptical of certain folks that would say, you got to take profits and you got to sell. And I'm thinking, like, well, why are they trying to encourage you to sell your tokens? You should never sell, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, all right, everything's got to be put in perspective here, because if you're, you have to figure out why you're investing in the first place. Are you investing and giving this money and time and effort in learning about this stuff so that you personally can benefit from it in the near future while you're alive? Or are you doing it so you're setting up solely for your family, for your future family, or whatever? If you don't recognize any profits at any time, and you wait, there were people that saw, Bitcoin moon for them and then crash right down, and they could have been a millionaire, but they didn't take any profits, yada, yada, yada. We've seen it a lot.
Right.
We've seen people
Right.
do it with Dogecoin. People did it with Dogecoin because they kept thinking it was going to go pumping, and they missed out. Okay. So, I think a good rule of thumb is, obviously know what you hold, right? You have your goals for what you want to do for your future. Those of you don't know, Simon does the infinite banking concept. He has a show with Alan Staple. They got a series. I think you're on series like six show by now.
We just did 6 yesterday.
So, I mean, but this is just, something that you guys can check out and see how to buy into this, to have your infinite banking concept, money work for you. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're at a certain age in a certain financial situation, $100,000 is probably not going to change your life forever. Like $100,000 is not going to set you up for life, right? Okay. However,
not in that moment.
Yeah. Not in that moment. However, a certain percentage of that, like, say you have a loan that's $15,000 and it's costing you a lot of money, and you want to just pay that off or whatever, or whatever it may be that would change your life significantly, okay, to set you up to be in a more comfortable position, not going out buying a Lambo. Hey, B Rush, what's up? Thank you for coming.
My man.
I guess I'm just trying to say, we're all in different positions in life right now.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you give attention to the things that you're investing in. Have a plan of, how much is your forever bag, how much, maybe give you a bag that is a certain percentage that you are willing to sell to get your initial profit back, or, get your initial investment back, and possibly take some profits, because I do believe that it is going to go significantly up. Particularly XRP. I mean, we've heard Alan talk about it. What did he say? We're looking for that 75 cent mark, before he sees it really breaking out.
I can show you the spaghetti sauce again. You want to look at that?
Yeah, spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, I'll show you the spaghetti sauce. Give me a minute.
Simon says,
go ahead, keep going.
You 6 to 9 months we will be where we want to be. Yeah, that's probably
you ain't lying, man. No, you ain't lying. No, that was good stuff. I remember the conversation.
I just want to say, while you're looking for your spaghetti, Solar Sam says XRP was created by OpenCoin. That's correct. The company started in 2007. Yep. Yeah. And then OpenCoin gifted a large portion to what became Ripple Labs, and also gifted some of the World Wide Web to the World Wide Web. Thank you.
2012 is when it got listed on an exchange.
Okay.
So 2009, 2012. You say 2010 if you want for Bitcoin versus the coin XRP, right? So 2 years. You know.
The fact of the matter is that they've both been around. They both have been around for a long time now, and they've both been, making improvements, and gaining traction on mass adoption. Little by little by little.
Yep. It's coming.
And once it gets turned on, and this is a thing, like, people say the flip of the switch, and once the nozzle gets turned on, it's going to flood, and all these type of things. It is pretty true that the average person that knows nothing about the crypto space, any of this stuff at all, they're not going to get in until everybody says, come on, the water's fine. Until they see a bunch of their friends getting in, they're not going to, hey, why am I big and you little? Huh? He's just a little guy. I'm squishing your head. I'm squishing your head. But I don't even know what I was saying. I guess I'm just it's very exciting to me at the prospect of actually, even getting to where I could maybe get some of my initial investment back. But only after I've already met a goal of a certain amount that I want to have. Because there's also the greed factor too, which I think gets a lot of people, because they get greedy and they're expecting it to continue to go up and up and up and up and up. And sometimes that, what goes up must come down with some of these. And, I mean, and I'm particularly talking about, like, there's a lot of other coins and tokens out there that people are invested in, and they're going to start seeing when the market does take off, they're going to start seeing these tokens rise in price, like what Doge did. But it eventually came back down again. So I guess just understand what you hold, why you're and decide why you're holding it. Are you holding it for you to benefit? Factor in how old you are, how much time do you speculate you have left to do the things that you want to do, right? In life, to be able to go on a trip or whatever and experience life. Don't I guess live life also, but be responsible, folks.
I quote the late great R. Nelson Nash: "Plan like you're going to live forever, but live like you're going to die tomorrow."
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, we never know. We never know how long, And the other thing is, I will say to people, the closer that we get to this stuff really topping off here, make sure your people know what you're doing, where you got it, because if you're gone and nobody knows, what was it all for? If you don't have anything laid out for somebody to access your money that you've been, putting away. All right, show us the good word. The good.
Here's the good word. Okay, you're giving reference to. Well, we got to break like it was 75 cents. I've heard other people say 66 cents. Well, a while ago, you're looking at XRP on a day chart. Okay, so this is basically from our last long leg up, and what does that look like? I will share that with you folks right now, and let's make this screen big like this. Okay, not that. Wow, stop stuttering, Schwan. Okay, so this is the history of XRP paired with the US dollar since August 5th, 2013. Okay, so this is its history, its price action history. Now, there's a case for this pattern right here. Boop, boop, is the same as this pattern right here. So we are here, right here. This is that. So we're expecting this move. Okay, that's what we're expecting. Okay, over a time period, and we could say, is it going to be the same amount of time? So what's that? 2 weeks, 20 bars, 40 weeks. So basically a year. Is that going to happen? We shall see. But this is what I want to point out of key levels in my thesis, my opinion. Let's go back to that day chart and give me the spaghetti. Oh, it's so hard. Whoa, we're really laggy today, aren't we, boys? Okay, so in TA, one of the first things you do is try to find a channel, so you know where the direction or trend is going, or what type of bigger pattern you might see that you may or may not see. So what I did is I zoomed out like I did right here. I drew one line to make two connections. Okay, there's some resistance. there's some more resistance, and it continues on. It continues on, resistance, resistance. Okay, on the bigger picture, I did the same thing. This peak right here connects to this peak right here, and that created another line. Small micro, I did the same thing. I found two more, and this is a while ago. We've broken out of this. We've broken this red line, this wedge. But I drew another one just to say, well, where would we need to break out of? And we did break out of this, but right here we broke out, but we hit wedge number 2 as resistance. Again, we've hit wedge number 2 as resistance back here, and this is where wedge number 2 starts the resistance, but it also paired up with number 3. So they're all in their own right connected in that way. Now we did drop down below the that first wedge, and we kept hitting it. You can't see it, but right here we kept flirting with it and trying to do battle. We went down, we broke out, and we hit again wedge number 2 where we're currently at. We had the market drop. It did break down on a wick, but we're still playing now in this range. So what from a technical aspect that we want to see as far as just price action, and Rocky's saying Rocky's having good dreams. My dog Rocky howling in the background. It's okay, buddy. We want to stay above this line right here. We want to stay above that. So if we break 66 and we stay or it's in the coming days, like in mid-September, if we break 63 cents and we stay above it, our next challenge is wedge number 3. And that's where $1 could come into play. Just things to look at to where we're at. You know, this is what keeps me level-headed. Do I got time to buy? Yeah, I don't think we're going to break out yet. Per se, in that big moonshot, right? What am I really looking for? This purple line represents all-time high for XRP. Give or take a few pennies, depending on who you're looking at. About $3.35. I'm going to call it $3.20 because that's what I've looked at some papers too. So $3.20 we have to get over, and our price action has to stay above that line to build what's called market structure. Kind of makes sense. So if the price, right? Yeah, if we shoot up, let's say, okay, cool, we got above the wedge number 2, we hit wedge number 3, and now we're just kind of playing in here. And then boom, we get above wedge number 3. I want you to look where the price is for wedge number 3 is about $1.11. Where do we need to break out? Just below $1. As time goes on, this wedge keeps going down and down, and it's easy for us to get above there to build some more market structure. Then we'd bounce around here. We might flirt around here for a little bit, and eventually, boom, we're up, we're running. Maybe we hit $5. We come back down to 3 and change. We might dip down below that all-time high just to retest some old prices back in the day, some history. Don't know. Let me delete all that jargon. Oh, I did it again. Stop that. But I'm really looking for $3.20. So let me give you guys those that are new. I know B Rush knows this. Solar Sam, Lisa, Trini, Pay Me in XLM, Becky, Farmer John, Kita, Megan T, New Mindset. Y'all know what I'm about to. Y'all know this. But for the people that don't, that watch this 10 years from now, which that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Oh, wrong screen. If you bought right now at 58 cents and change, and you sold right at the top of old-time highs, that's a 478% move. What does that mean? That means you made above 4 times your money if you bought right now today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to confirm with you, you still have an opportunity to play with Mr. XRP, XLM, whatever coin you would like to participate in or coins that you would like to participate in. Dip your toe. Please participate because you have time.
Yeah.
But the time is shrinking. The world won't wait for you to get to the dinner table.
Right. Yeah. It would behoove you to at least like get yourself signed up for some of the exchanges, learn how to, learn how to get your money in there so that you can buy something that you'd like to buy. Figure out how to work a wallet, all of those types of things. This is a good time. Yeah. And I mean, there are gonna be some people out there that are gonna really pump it. I do want to ask a question. So whenever I look at the technical analysis and you say like, we've got the wedge and you're looking back at history, in your opinion, what is it that is making that so what do I want to say? Is it the people, like human nature, that is creating these, the wedges and the price going up, where you can kind of like, what is actually creating that? Is it
okay?
Is it retail really, or is it something other? The big dogs playing games.
I would say it's big dogs playing games. They play these games for a very, very long time. These are their systems. The chart I'm looking at, that comes from them.
Right.
Is it human nature? Yes, it is human nature. When you go to ChatGPT, it originated from human nature. You asked a question, you got to answer, right? So the very wealthy, either individuals, institutions, the global elitist, as we like to call them or refer to them, they do this, but they go to their computers and say, I want you to go from this point here, accumulate this money, this many, say XRP. I want you, don't worry about the money, we'll do it, but I want you to go from here to here. How long? 10 years. And then the bots, the trading bots, they'll go out there and do it. But then you have on the other side of that, you have another group or person that's on the other side of that trade. Well, I don't want that to happen. I want it to go from here to here in 5 years. Well, I want to do it in here. Screw Joe and screw Jeff. I'm going here from here to here. That's, human nature. There's accumulation though, too, that's going on. There is retail. When Bitcoin first came out, dude, retail was there. Retail had a big foothold. Now, no, retail don't move Bitcoin. Retail does not move, in my opinion. Okay, the you, the me, the everyday Joe worker, the everyday Jane worker. I'm sorry, did you buy XRP today?
No.
I didn't.
I didn't. I know a lot of people that did.
You know what I mean? Like most people probably bought that dip, but like, who knew a good deal when their favorite T-shirts on sale. They're like, I'll take 2. Babe, you want some? Yeah, we're getting some for the kids too. Got it. Bam. Like they knew a good deal. That was some buying. But this pump that we're seeing on an exchange, it benefits an exchange, by the way, to have these awesome moves. Also, there's other individuals. And I'm talking people with
Scotty
big money.
J contributed to the pump today.
Oh. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Good
Yeah,
job,
man.
Scotty J.
We appreciate your donation.
Becky, hit that like button, please.
Yes,
Thank you, Becky.
smash it. Under $1 is a deal of mine. That Scotty J is not wrong.
Becky
Scotty
bought
J is not wrong.
yesterday. Good for you.
Even as a dollar, it goes to $3.20, like I was kind of showing the fam out here. Oh, you man, I love you, Becky. That's great. I'm so happy for you. You go,
Becky's
girl.
Becky's
got
a
that
badass. Say
my
it.
fofo make sure all your kids don't grow.
She does have a question for you, Simon. Any guess on the time frame for the $3 range?
Okay. My eye is on this bull run. It's a possibility. Okay. And in the cryptos, in any investment space where we're looking at price action, we are 100% still speculating. We can have all the good information in the world. We can have all the things go right that we think would attribute to price action. But by and large, it is the individuals, the institutions at the global level that have the dollar bills to make it run up that far and to stay there. Now, I believe we're definitely going to hit all-time highs in this bull run based on history, because it's been 5 years since we've done a little tap-a-roo on that. Okay. That's what I believe. That's what I am expecting to happen, because Bitcoin in its history, it broke its all-time high by about 6 to 7%. That's a standard thing that Bitcoin does. Timing is a little bit irrelevant, but it happens within the bull run. By the way, the bull run officially started way back at the end of 2021 in the beginning, or wait, excuse me. I'd have to go back and look. 2022, 2023. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more better. It took us a full year to go down and we bottomed out. And I just couldn't remember off the top of my head.
No, you're fine.
But then when we started to turn, when we found that base, right, that 16.5 or whatever it was the low. And then we started playing around 17 and 18. And then we went up. And then we went sideways for a little bit. We took a little dip of toe down. And then we went up again. Okay. That means we broke our downward trend. We broke it. We stayed above it. We keep making higher highs and we keep making higher lows, meaning we went up. This low is higher than this previous low.
Wonderful.
Okay, we keep doing right, and we continued on. So at that point, the bull run is, we are here. We're looking for phase 4 to kick off, and that's the parabolic move. That's when everybody's gonna say the bulls are here. It's like, nah, bulls have been here the whole time, sweetheart. They're just running right now. That's kind of that difference, you know. So when I hear people talk about, sorry, I'm getting on my preacher box again. No, when I hear individuals saying, oh, the bears are here. No, they're not. The bears are not here. The bulls are here. They just ain't running right now. But trust me, they are on the field ready to go. They're there. The bears are not, in my opinion. And I'll duke it out with anybody on a personal level on a phone call. If you want to chat.
I mean, I you know, again, I get the
so
the speculation.
Time frame, March to May of next year is when I'm looking for a time frame for things to be peaked. Okay, that's my first look. All
right, so hold on. So we're at August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 8 months. Yeah. And so this is B-Rush. 6 and 9 months, we will be where we want to be. Yeah. Yep. So, and I don't know if that was him.
That was back in May. Yeah, that was back in May when he said that. But man, he's definitely spot on with the issues at hand, because we had a long, well, it wasn't really a long conversation, but we had a good 30-minute discussion outside the karaoke club that we was at, man, which was fire. Honestly, that thing should be like in a nice hotel. That was awesome place.
It was my favorite.
But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for, our next peak. Because why? Well, what happened in March and April of this year? We peaked. We peaked, man. We peaked. It wasn't the peak, but that was the timing. I've seen that in my history in this space. That March and April, there's a peak. How big is the peak? I can't speak to that. I just know there's a peak. And to back to what your question was earlier, Melissa, about who's the market movers? Well, it's a combination of a whole lot of individuals and companies and corporations that have money. One thing I know about, at least here in this country, corporations have to take profit. If they have stakeholders, they have obligations to pay those stakeholders. Even Michael Saylor from MicroStrategies has said that, hey, I had to sell Bitcoin because that's what the hell I had to do. I have to pay the people that are backing me, bro. You know, but they have everything down to a science. You know, that's what they do. You know,
Right.
they hours and hours. What are you working on? I got to figure this out. Where's the money going? When do I get in? When do I get out? What's this? What's that? What's that? That's what they do. That's part of their business of what they're doing. You know, and all businesses are like that. You know, all business, if they bought XRP, you know, right now, they're like, cool, 5 years. Most businesses that are not brand new, that they've got skin in the game, they've been in whatever industry they have for 5 years and they're still there, they're just probably actually starting to turn an actual profit that they get to keep and hold on to and make it for another 12 months, right?
Right.
So the mindset there, 5-10 years. You know, do they have to sell some? Yeah, they do. They'll sell it, tax obligations, you know, whatever. They'll buy it, you know, for whatever they want, reserves, to keep it in their reserves. They can, MicroStrategies explained it very well, but they buy some and they can keep like 2%. They can take 2% of their reserves, put it into Bitcoin, and keep it lawfully and legally as their reserves. They just happen to put it into Bitcoin, but it can be considered their reserves. So there's, again, I don't know all the benefits of doing that move, but it's been transparency. I've heard that a few times. So when you really, if you can look at business cycles, and there is cycles, and then you look at human nature cycles, dude, they're all in there. Anybody
Yeah.
that's a moon cycle person will say, yep, there's cycles. The moon is in this triangulation to the earth, etc. It's really going to mess up your mind for the next 3 days. Another one, Mercury retrograde. Not gonna lie, thought it was foo-foo-y. No, it was just me being poo-poo-y. That's a real thing. When I'm off tilt, I actually will go to my wife and like, hey, are we doing retrograde right now? She go, oh, actually, yeah, we've been in it for about a week. I'm like, oh my God, a week. I've been feeling cranky and emotional. No reason, haven't done anything out of pocket for me. It's just all of a sudden, it's like, dude, what happened? They give me some bad hormones in my steak. Give me a break. Looks like, Melissa, you're in the accounting room. You could pick up the habits of, hey, you could look right now and go, I bet you I know when people are going to drop this insurance or try to get new insurance. That's a cycle, because there's a window of opportunity when there's, what do they call it? Oh man, I'm blanking on the health insurance. Oh, new enrollment, where you don't get
Open enrollment.
penalized. Oh, open enrollment. Thank you. Yeah, open enrollment. Okay, that's classic. That's business. But people are going to do that. People are making moves all year long. So when November to January hits, man, they're like, woohoo, yeah. And I got the holiday, Christmas. Everybody gets health insurance. Be grateful.
Right.
you know, right?
Yeah, and it depends on what your fiscal year is. If you're on a calendar year, if you're on a fiscal year, all these different companies, you know, making the decisions, and planning out, you know, and it does matter. And then you've got the tax part of it, where they're making decisions at the end of a tax year, whether they're going to take a loss. And so some people might be selling, in order to take a loss, and with crypto, you know, turning around and buying it back again. So when you're seeing these large, you know, dips and then spiking back up, it very well could be, you know, people selling and then turning around and buying to create themselves a new
taxable
position.
event. Be like, oh, I sold at a loss. Gosh, dang it,
Yeah.
Jim. God, when are we going to get this trade through? All right, well,
Right.
go buy it again. Oh, no problem. We'll fix it. You know, another thing is leveraging. So this is where you're gambling on where the price is going to go on a certain coin or investment. You can leverage, you know, and that if here's the thing, you're an exchange, you're the owner of an exchange casino, and you see that you have a lot of people that are hip to the game, which is XRP, and they're betting the XRP is going to go to this level. What do? Well, you call up your other buddy that owns another casino exchange. Hey, man, did you look at XRP? Do you see a lot of people that are leveraging this price that they're betting it's going to go there? Oh, I'm so glad you said something. I saw something. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, we'll call up. I'll call up the ladies and the fellas. Let's get together. I think we should coordinate an opportunity. Sure, great. Click. Yeah, if that exchange is about to have to do a big old fat payout, go on and take the money and run. They're like, no, sorry, doors locked, cages are closed. Like, it's known. It's known that happens. People get wrecked on a leverage, man. You know, people get wrecked. It's fun while it lasts, but if you don't know when to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run, we gotta get out of here. They're gonna take all this money, right? You know, you got that happens too all the time, man. All the time. There's the whole leverage side. And honestly, if there wasn't leveraging, I'm curious to see how many dips we would see or not see, or price action pumps and dumps. I'd be very curious to see that, you know.
Give a shout out to Money Paradise and Northern Living.
Yeah, my people. Everybody's in the house tonight, man. I'm feeling all the local love, dude.
We're missing we're missing Crypto Professor.
Oh, I texted him, man. I'm so excited. I get to meet him. Like, I mean, I know he is, but I get to shake his hand. And
is he gonna be in Alabama?
Yeah, he's gonna be in. No, he's gonna be in Panama City.
Panama.
Panama.
I want to go.
Do the hold up. Where you come from, Michigan? Let me look. Let's go to Orbit. See what
going to Michigan.
Let's see. I'm
gonna go.
Orbit.
Take a weekend trip.
Yeah, man. Might as well. Yeah, Ellen and I kind of, we were like, dang it, we screwed up. Why did we do it before? Why did we do the beach after?
Megan wants to go too. Huh? I want you to go too,
Megan, I'm down for you to go. It can happen. So whatever you got to do on your end to make it happen, make it happen. Okay?
Yeah, and I want to go. Yeah, and I want to go. I want to go. Yeah, I want to go. And I want to go.
Okay. Oh man, I'm loving all the love in here, man. Lots of love tonight, man. I'm so grateful everybody's here, dude. Memory lane, good moods, running and gunning. We're talking crypto. We're creating plans. Man, people with the foresight of how things are coming, that they had the foresight back in May, are saying, look, I said 6 to 9 months. Look, we're doing good. Man, that's awesome that just so much good stuff, man. So many good things.
I want to share, if I can do it here. If I can.
Here, you want me to do
this? So I don't know if I want to be able to make it big. I want to make it big though, because I want to play the video.
Yeah, just click on it.
So those of you who don't know, notfinancialadvice.crypto, this guy's awesome. He created the Why I Love XRP video, but he created this video in reference to what's going on. And so let's see here.
Yep.
Oh man. I apologize. I was watching it early. I didn't really realize that he actually says the app. I'm kind of surprised because I've been following Not Financial Advice for a long time.
Can we download that? We can make the clean version.
Yeah, and he probably, maybe he'll have a clean version, but
That was
he
fire.
I will tell you, I joined his Patreon. I love the guy. I think he's awesome. He's very talented, very smart guy. And one thing I wanted to give him kudos, because not financial advice dot crypto, not financial advice crypto.com. He is one of the few in the space that is actually looking into Bitcoin, and he's starting to make videos and talking about Bitcoin not being in competition, direct competition with XRP. And he's made a couple of different videos in regards to Bitcoin and energy. And so if any of you aren't following him, I highly recommend it. He really is talented, and he's putting out some really good stuff. So I really like him
That was
a
great.
lot.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That was some cool stuff, man.
Oh, you met him, Northern Living. I did not get to meet him. I would have loved to have met him, but I didn't. And we were trying to invite him to our pre-party, but in there he was going to come. He was going to come with someone else, and then I don't know what happened. But he wasn't able to come. Yeah, so we're gonna probably I'll have to put the is there any bad language in on the YouTube, so we don't get in trouble, because it's
Just all you
straight up
gotta do
the
is
F
just
word
click that
several.
box that says "Not made for kids."
Not made for, yeah, it's not made for
Not made for
kids.
kids.
And yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was something. But in any event, I thought it was pretty funny. The other thing, okay, so the original, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Um, there's a couple different things I want to talk about before the show's over. We One of the things that I wanted to just bring up, that I thought you were talking about earlier, when you were listening to the space, I thought you were going to talk about this gal that was on one of the spaces, named, what's her name? Oh, geez, I wrote it down. Darn it, Stephanie Starr.
Stephanie
Stephanie
Star.
Starr. Yeah, I never heard of her before, but she popped into a space. Some folks seem to know who she was. And she's on Twitter and X. Anyway, she brought up the fact that XRP was paired with the Iraqi dinar back in July 4th of 2023. I did not know that. I did not know that. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but so I think I pulled up an article. It's like XRP pair with Iraqi dinar triggers speculations of XRP's rising prominence. And it's saying the presence of an XRP pair with the Iraqi dinar on a Forex platform has triggered bullish speculations of the growing prominence of XRP in Iraq. So I just think it's just more good news. More good news, because for those of you that maybe not follow the Iraqi dinar thing, that's a big deal. That's happening too. We don't know when
That's
it's going to happen, but yeah,
huge. That's validation. That should be a level of validation for you. Anybody that's in that arena.
totally. I mean, and the thing is, this is the cool thing. It's like you never know what you're. I'm going to try to post the link. I hope people can
Got
get
it.
the link, but it just was something that I wasn't aware of. And so I started following the Stephanie Starr. You just never know who you're going to run across. People, there's so many things happening in this world, and there's different people are following different things, and they're the quote unquote experts, or they've been dipping their toe into this and that. And so that's where I said today, listening to several of the spaces brought out a lot of people that haven't been hanging around, but they got the good news of Ripple settling that lawsuit, and some of the old schools came back around. And so I'm interested to see what else she has, but I thought that was a pretty cool thing that she that she did. The other thing that I wanted to bring up before we actually talk about the thing I know least about, which I don't know what.
Hey, look, we can say I'm back. I mean, was that thing, you know, go ahead. Never mind.
We are going to talk about XRP, putting the XRP Ledger, tokenizing the Treasury, U.S. Treasuries, which it is a significant thing. And I got excited when I learned about it. However, as I started to research, it's like, girl, they got 1 billion or over 1 billion already of tokenized treasuries. Franklin Templeton and BlackRock, and there's already. So we'll talk about in a second, and just some things that that I did learn about, and I would like to learn a little bit more about that. What is Northern Living says Iraq has been held down by the U.S. since 2003. If they can find a way to move money, makes sense. Yep, it absolutely makes sense.
That's
But one of the things that I saw, and I'm going to share my screen. That's just another little interesting thing with on Twitter.
When is this? Did we miss it?
No, it's on Monday. So Elon Musk,
cool.
Elon Musk and Trump, he's going to have Trump on. Somebody made this meme. Actually, let me see if I can find it. Meme Lord, it said, and there will be memes, created this meme. But so the interesting thing is there's been Eric Trump, and I'm going to stop sharing now. Eric Trump and his Don Jr. There's been a lot of talk about this. Something big is coming. They're talking about, a big development when it comes to the Trumps and DeFi space and stuff like that. And they've been doing the hashtag. What is it called? It's called. Oh, of course, I'm going to forget what the heck. Hold on a second. I have it written down. They had like a hashtag, be defiant, BDEFIANT, hashtag be defiant. And so, of course, it got me to like what the heck is this? And I come across an article from on the block, the block.co. So a huge DeFi announcement teased by two of Trump's sons may be called World Liberty trademark records show. And so it says both Trump Jr. and Eric Trump teased upcoming announcements related to crypto and DeFi. The announcements appear to be potentially linked to a trademark filings for the term, quote, World Liberty, end quote. Two sons of the former U.S. President Donald Trump have taken to social media within the past 24 hours to tease the announcement related to the world of crypto and decentralized finance, or DeFi. We're about to shake up the crypto world with something huge. Decentralized finance is the future. Don't get left behind. Donald Trump Jr. posted on X early Wednesday, including the hashtag BeDefiant. And then that tweet followed a Tuesday post that was made by Trump's other son, Eric, who said, I have truly fallen in love with crypto / DeFi, end quote. And then he wrote, stay tuned for a big announcement. The only clue about the announcement was an apparent connection to Zach and Steve Witkoff. The latter is a real estate baron who's friends with Trump and spoke at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee in July. And Steve Witkoff posted the similar message, including the Be Defiant hashtag, a day before Trump Jr. mentioned it. And his post was reposted by Zach. So basically, so both Witkoffs follow a crypto entrepreneur called Chase Hero, the managing partner for OnlyFans rival Subify, which boasts YouTuber and crypto investor Logan Paul as a client, who also interviewed Hero on his Impulsive podcast. And then what's notable is that in July, a company called AMG Software Solutions filed a trademark application for the terms, quote, be defiant, end quote, World Liberty and World Liberty Financial. This third trademark is providing financial information in the field of decentralized finance according to its filing. And the home address for AMG Software Solutions is the same as for Subify LLC. So while it's not clear what the project's about, it appears that it's linked to Hero and his filings for World Liberty. And so I don't know. Whatever it is, I think it might actually be connected to this. I'm speculating, of course. I don't really know, but I think it's very interesting and we will see. But as we know in this space, there's so many things that are always happening behind the scenes where you don't really know. And then the next thing you know, it's like, boom, there it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're connected, that they've been dipping their toes. And it's just really interesting, too, how all this stuff is unfolding at the same time. That's where I was saying about it not being necessarily organic, like even with the lawsuit and all these different things that are happening. All of a sudden, you've got everybody talking about crypto. There's just a lot. There's just a lot.
It was organic because everybody got together. It wasn't from the bottom. Typically, it's from the top. Somewhere at the top. Everybody's ready at the top. They're ready. Because think about this. Think of someone like President Trump. Okay, and the amount of money that the amount of money that he's connected to within his family's sphere. Okay, because on paper he probably doesn't have very much money. The companies do that he controls, but anyways, he makes a lot of money. There's a lot of businesses, but trust me, there's someone that has a bigger pocketbook than he does, right? So those people at Trump's level, and maybe just a little bit below Trump in as far as money, the people that have the backing and innovation and the means to build things and get them ready. Look, aside from Elon's he's buku bucks. That's a whole different caliber of person.
Right.
But when you get to this multi-million dollar, okay, we're talking like $50 million, $100 million. Those people can innovate things, small levels. Okay. To them, throwing $1 million at some, okay, yeah, it's 1%, but we're still going to make something happen. But they don't spend their own money. They find different ways to go get other money. So I think it's organic, but not in the, hey, hurrah, all of us blue-collar people got together and built this thing. No, we were hired help to build the thing. That's business. The upper echelons of our business world, they're ready. Not everybody's on board because in business, it's war. It's a battlefield. It really is. It's like, oh, I can't believe you've never seen this dang show. It's like Game of Thrones for all my Game of Thrones fans out there. Melissa, you got to watch Game of Thrones.
I know. I still haven't watched it.
You got to do it.
I haven't even watched the Captain America Marvel stuff, which I'm really interested in. I know. You know what? T's
you
Crypto
need to quit your job. You need to quit your job right now.
T's Crypto Spot had posted something a couple weeks ago that intrigued me, and I've never been interested in watching those type of movies. But I had to start looking it up because everybody was like, oh, it's the best. And I cried. And I think he posted something where people in the audience were cheering. Like they went nuts in the theater whenever the scene came on, they went absolutely crazy. And it was from a couple of years ago, the one of the Captain America movies. I can't remember which one it was right now, but I did figure out which one it was. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, I want to watch it. but now I feel like I have to watch them one from the beginning. I have to watch all
Yeah,
of
you got to watch them all. You got to watch
it
them
would
in
probably be wrong of me
chronological
to just,
order.
yes, that's what I'm thinking. I have to do that.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it does. And plus, I think they put hints in those movies too now. And it's
they
kinda,
do. They do.
I'm kind of
Oh
cluing in on
man,
that.
dude. Yeah, there's some hints in there. There's some Easter eggs, but now if you watch them in chronological order, it'll work out real nice. And you can like download the Disney app and you can watch them all.
Mm.
You can totally do that. Save yourself some money. But me and the wife tried to. At the time, there was 18 of them out. So there's the Avenger movies, but then there's each one about each character, in and out. And but what's cool about the Marvel comics that they did in the comic books, there's always this like little introduction to another character that you're going to see like five movies / books or another comic book down the road. It's all intertwined and it's really cool. I love how they did that. Now I know, side note, I know exactly which scenes that you're talking about in the movie. One, Tony Stark dies. Sorry, spoiler alert. Didn't mean to do that to you, but you'll figure it out. The cheering is a scene where Captain America does this thing that that before he kind of does it, but like you think he can't do it, but he does do it in the end, and that's when everybody cheers because it's just it's the perfect, it's like the perfect setup for the perfect. Yeah, oh, you guys are gonna get your ass kicked. Yeah, it's one of those, dude. Yeah, dude. Like,
don't say it. Don't say it. He says,
I can't. I won't. I already spoiled it. I'm not. But there's
what I saw
that moment. Yeah, me, my wife, and the kid were watching that movie. All of us tears at that part. There's been a couple parts where it's just like, oh my god, dude, are we really doing this? I feel like I'm at ET. I feel like I'm at ET again, bro. Yeah.
The thing that I saw was and he played it, but I saw it, but I didn't want to really watch it because I didn't watch the movie, but I saw part, I didn't want to really listen to it and whatever, but I saw people going nuts and stuff. And basically it was Captain America, and it looked like he thought he was by himself. And then all of his friends came walking.
Everybody came.
And everybody was like, and I was like, okay, that one little clip of a scene got me to go, I'm going to watch this movie. Because and actually Becky says, the only movie I'm interested in seeing is The Big Short. Hollywood's dead to me, and I really haven't been watching a lot of movies myself. But
I really haven't either. After that,
I'm kind of interested in what, every once in a while, a good disconnect is good for me.
Man, if you watch them,
but I don't. I used to watch a lot, but
that should be your disconnect. Just, hey, we're gonna watch the next one. We're gonna watch the next one. It really is a great storyline of hodgepodge and a mix of individuals and what they do, and it's so relatable to everybody else. That we're talking about when Captain America's all by himself.
Yeah.
Do you remember what he does when just before his buddies show up?
No, because I didn't watch it. I wouldn't let myself watch it.
All right. I'm not gonna tell you because
it's for real.
Dude, it's just like it's awesome. I know I'm kind of fanboying out here, but dude, like that whole saga was epic. Still is, man. That's like the Star Wars of our my generation. That was our Star Wars. It really was. It absolutely was. Let me know when you watch it. Let me know when you want to watch it. Hey, look.
I know.
And now look.
I didn't even do the.
You need to put that on your crypto rich list. You need to put that on your crypto rich list. Moon, I commit to watching all the Avenger movies and Marvel movies in chronological order on a yacht.
On a yacht. All right. So the title of our video, the title of our video was Ripple. Ripple to allocate $10 million to tokenizing U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP Ledger. I was pretty excited about that. It says this was from August 1st, so it's old news for many of you. But so they're going to allocate $10 million in tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP Ledger, marking the first issuance of such tokens on the platform. It is the initiative's part of a broader trend in the crypto industry where tangible real-world assets and traditional financial securities are being tokenized, enhancing efficiency and attracting major participants like BlackRock. Payments network Ripple will allocate $10 million to a tokenized version of U.S. Treasury bills, T-bills, that will become available on the XRP Ledger for the first time. The short-term U.S. government debt is being issued as T-bill tokens by the tokenization platform called Open Eden, according to a last Thursday release. So assets backing the tokens will be invested in short-dated U.S. Treasuries and reverse repurchase agreements, repos collateralized by U.S. Treasuries. Repos are securities sold with an agreement to repurchase them at a higher price at a specified future date. The tokenization of tangible real-world assets and traditional financial securities is a growing sector in the crypto industry, and it allows traditional assets, especially private and alternative assets, to be issued, managed, and distributed in a way that is considered more efficient than their off-chain counterparts. So I was interested. I was excited about it. And you know, when I heard that, I'm like, all right, here we go. Here we go. And so I'm like, okay, what is the big deal about this? What, you know, why is it a big deal? And you know, some of the information I got, you know, saying that, you know, the treasury bills on the XRP Ledger by Open Eden, significant for several reasons, is that it increases the utility. Tokenizing T-bills on the XRP Ledger demonstrates how real-world assets can be brought onto a decentralized platform that increases the utility of the XRPL. So that is good, because we always talk about the utility of the XRP and XRP Ledger. Institutional adoption. This move is likely to attract more institutional investors to the XRPL. And as you were saying earlier, Simon, we want the big money to come in as what's really going to move it, right? T-bills are a trusted and stable financial instruments, and many of these institutions are increasingly looking to tokenize their assets. And the XRPL, the XRP Ledger provides a reliable and efficient platform. There's also the fact of regulatory compliance. This Open Eden ensures the stringent know your customer. So they do the know your customer. They comply with that, and they comply with anti-money laundering screening, which helps in maintaining the high security and regulatory compliance standards, which, as we just went through all the crap with the lawsuits and whatever, you want to make sure that you're adhering to regulatory standards. And then it says, you know, Ripple support the $10 million that they're investing in the Open Eden's T-bill tokens underscores the importance of the initiative. So like they've got skin in the game, and is the way I'm kind of taking it. The investment is part of a larger fund allocated to tokenized T-bills, highlighting their commitment to supporting the tokenization of traditional financial assets on the XRPL. And then finally, market confidence. Open Eden has already surpassed 75 million in total value for its tokenized T-bills, reflecting growing market confidence in this approach. So again, I read that, I was excited, and I'm like, oh, this is a big, big deal. Well, I start looking, and I'm like, well, there's already tokenized there's already been tokenized treasury bills on public blockchains. And I wasn't aware of that, but Open Eden they are doing this on the XRP Ledger, but I believe they're also on other chains. They have
XDC network.
well,
XDC
Stellar.
network's got it. Yeah,
Stellar.
Stellar too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ones that I found, there's over $1 billion in US Treasury notes that have been tokenized on various public blockchains: Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Stellar. That really, I should know that already because I am a Stellar fan, but I haven't really dove too deeply into them. But Franklin Templeton, so that's an old school guy. They were the first blockchain to tokenize US Treasuries on Stellar blockchain. And they launched their Franklin on-chain US government money fund, which is called FOBXX, on Stellar in April of 2023. So,
yep.
And then of course there's BlackRock. And for those of you, I wasn't aware of this either, but I came across some things today. It's called BIDL. BlackRock, their USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund is called BUIDL, and it's on Ethereum and has a significant market cap. Ondu Finance, they have the substantial share in BlackRock's BIDL and also offer their own US Treasury backed token, which is OUSG. And then Hamilton, which what is that one? Anyway, they launched tokenized US Treasury bonds on Bitcoin layer 2 blockchains like Stacks Core and Bob2, which I'm not familiar with that. But they're I don't know. Are you familiar with Bob2?
No.
B-O-B.
No, I knew at some point in my crypto journey that oh, you're too old to know what this is. This is the next gen, you know.
But so tokenized T-bills are digital representations of U.S. government bonds that can be traded as tokens on the blockchain. This approach enhances accessibility, efficiency, allowing investors to trade, transfer, and store these assets digitally. And I did listen to several different conversations today, kind of learning. And you know what's interesting is some of the material that I came across, they're from channels that like nobody listens to. They don't hardly have any followers or whatever. I could tell it's kind of like, you know, I don't know if it's like somebody that works at a bank or somebody that works in finance, you know, where they have low views, but they're teaching their colleagues or they're talking about it. I mean, we have low views, low follower count, low views too. But I'm saying, this is not something that a lot of the large channels are really talking about. And when I started doing some more research on it, it's like, oh yeah, it's been going on for a while. And it's just one more thing that they don't really talk about that much, because I don't know if they just don't want people to know. And a lot of the channels that I came across, and they were talking about like people that were investing in these things. These were like, you know, people that have a lot of money, you know, type family office type folks that were getting involved in these types of things. So, but anyway, I mean, it's a huge thing that's happening.
It is a very huge thing because your T-bills are treasury bonds. You know, the things that other countries are dumping right now to get out of, you know, to get out of. But there it is. It's tokenized. You know, I'd like to touch on this. When anything gets tokenized, you've just cut down the time between yes, I'll buy this and yes, I'll sell this. You know, real estate that'll be blown out of water, man. As soon as everybody's, you know, all the check marks are done, it'll be done like that. 24 hours from a completion, everything's done. Everybody has their money. Everybody walks away from the deal. You know, it'll be a smart contract. You know, and then you have the tokenized deed. Well, imagine that for a moment, right? You don't have like, okay, pay your house off. you allegedly get the deed, gets sent over to you to your, you know, your XRP wallet or your Ethereum wallet or, you know, Polygon, AVAX, you know, any XDC, whatever. This is a big thing, and and it's bigger because this is a direct connection to the to our treasury, the money thing that we have in our area, you know, in our jurisdiction. That's massively huge. Because you know, Alan he's talked about this for a little while. Actually, we just had a talk last night after show. He was telling me about a conversation he had with an accountant that he was telling him 2018, dude, you're wrong about your T-bills, your treasury bonds. They will be tokenized. You better learn how this goes, you know, and figure this out. And he's like, oh, that'll never happen. Nobody wants your paper anymore. People will want something else, you know. And he was really coming from the crypto perspective, but here we are, tokenized. The one thing that nobody really, I mean, I don't know about you, but treasury bills, or, you know, was not a topic of discussion in investment world. Anybody that I really knew, we didn't talk about, oh, I'm in the bond market. That was like a very
That was a long time.
advanced. Yeah, exactly. That was
I
like,
mean, back in the day, that
back
you know,
in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah. Well, because you know, honestly, I didn't know a lot about
Tokenize
this,
the debt. Yep.
and I was like, you know, because BlackRock and them, when I looked it up, they were tokenizing already treasury notes, and then this article that I read on XRP Ledger was it said T-bills, right? And so I'm like, what's the difference between T-bills and treasury notes? And so for those that don't know, the maturity period for T-bills, T-bills are short-term securities that mature in 1 year or less. They're typically issued with maturities of 4, 8, 13, 17, 26, and 52 weeks. T-notes are medium-term securities with maturities ranging anywhere from 2 to 10 years. And then T-bills, as far as interest payments go, T-bills don't pay periodic interest. Instead, they're sold at a discount to their face value, and the interest is the difference between the purchase price and the face value received at maturity. Those remind me of like back in the day when grandma and grandpa used to buy these, you know, for you. You threw them in your shoe box, you know, for them to mature later. You know, they sell them at a discount, which is tying up that money, and then later on you went in and turned them in, and you know, you made a modest amount. T notes pay interest every 6 months, semi-annually until maturity. And then at risk and return, T-bills, due to their short-term nature, they're considered very low risk, but typically offer, I'm going to say very low, very lower returns compared to T-notes. And T-notes offer higher returns than T-bills due to their longer maturity period, but they also still carry very low risk as they're backed by the U.S. government. Both T-bills and T-notes are popular investment options for those seeking low risk, stable returns. So I'm
money.
I'm trying to familiarize myself, and you know that these things are going in there. Like, well, maybe I should stop controlling the chat. No, control it, Northern. Huh? Do your thing, man.
No, man, do it. You good?
But I guess what I'm saying is like, I'm trying to figure this all out. Like I'm learning with all of you too. You know, I do a lot of reading and I have a lot of questions, and the more that I learn, the more questions I have. And I'm like, I know there's a significant thing to the whole money deal, and I know that we're giving ourselves a soft landing. We're trying to make it so that people are not completely harmed with what's happening with our financial system, you know, kind of dismantling the old and merging it into the new, you know, and tokenizing the debt, tokenizing these treasury bills, and all of that it's just very interesting what's happening. And I think it's being done on a larger scale than I really realized, right now. And that is it's just the beginning of what's going to end up happening. So
think about this: in 5 years, 5 years, rabbit hole never gets smaller.
Never gets smaller. It
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it never does. Which is good. Then you got move around up in that mother. Where's it going with that? 5 years.
It's going to look so much different in 5 years.
Digitally, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
to us, not as much, because we're already kind of expecting it. But to those that are not giving this any attention at all, well, you know what? They're building it so that they're not even going to notice. To be honest with you,
most people won't.
They're not
going to
know. This is
it's out there though.
Yeah, they are. This is why we're doing this show. This is another thing. T's Crypto Spotted posted on Twitter. Why do you influencers? Why are you guys doing this? Is it for to help others? Are you guys doing it for money? Are you doing it for acknowledgement? Are you doing it whatever? I'm like, and I responded. I'm like, I ask myself that question on a regular basis because it takes a lot
every Monday evening I go,
why am I doing this again? What am I doing this? Yeah, it's not like we're not making any money from doing any of this stuff. It's simply to get a conversation going. I make nothing, for any of my family and friends that happen to decide to turn this on and actually watch it. I make nothing from you guys getting into this, right? We're not going to make any money from it. I don't benefit from you doing it. I just want people to know that you have such an opportunity right now. There's so many things happening, and tokenizing real world assets, treasury bonds, T-bills, those types of things. That should show you this is no joke. These things are being built. Hey, too good of an opportunity to stay quiet about. Yeah, I love you, X. X on it. Are you the X on X guy? I love that guy. He puts out great material, and it looks kind of like his thing. But it's one of those things, like, I want to share it with people that I know, people that I don't know. Just get them to think, just get them to dip a toe, just a little baby toe, to start asking more questions. What are the opportunities out there? Pick one. There's so many. You know what I mean? There's so many.
Well, I mean, they're that conversation is kind of like
we got a big dog. X on X loves our content.
All right, thank you, sir.
And yeah, you got great stuff too.
That right there, you want other people close to you to be in on it. I have thrown my ropes. I've thrown everything, and so I'm like, nope, that's not a part of this journey right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you. And
lead
yes,
by example.
Yes, I'm going to show you what's good. And yes, later, very much later, you will come to me and go, how do I do it? I'm like, well, this is how you do it. You're not going to get where I'm at, though. The way that I got there, that door is shut. And most, everybody. Unless you're taught this early on, it's just save your money, pay your bills, do it again. Try to save your money to pay your bills, go do fun things, and the topic of money and the authority at the dinner table, family, telling you what you should and should not do, and it's this and that. And that. I mean, like, that can cause a whole bunch of arguments, this, that, and the other. And I've kind of taken the position with some of my family, and my sisters specifically, because this is our relationship. I'm like, okay, you guys know I've screwed up a lot, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but you know what happens when I get something right, don't you? And they're like, yeah, you kind of don't let us forget it. I'm like, yeah, I'm due. I'm due for another one. And this is it. I'm literally coming to you because, yeah, there will be days where you have to go to work. I'm like, no, I'm on the beach chilling. Are you going to come out? Oh, it's not Saturday. Sorry. Yeah, Saturday we're still doing something too, It's that. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
just get involved somewhere, some level. Ask
It's
questions.
a little bit. Little bit.
Don't just whoever you got to talk to. I know you don't want to do what your big brother's telling you to do. Like, I get that. Like, I really do. But just participate. Now, my folks, they're on board to a degree.
Oh, nice.
Because I've gone to them and I've showed them my playbook. I'm like, look, this is possible if you do this, now or within 5 years or etc. And some things worked out, some things didn't, but they're, one of them still participating and the other one is going to get back to participating, but just to be in it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, good. Thank you for trusting me. But
I mean,
hard.
It's especially when you know people that actually have money, like a lot more money than I do, where, I mean, if you're already got your retirement saved up in 401k and whatnot and different investments and whatever, a lot of people that I know that are older, they could take a 10% of that and invest it in
10%.
it would be phenomenal, and they would hardly even notice, but they don't want to. And you know what? It's like, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's okay. You can think I'm nuts, you know what I mean? Or roll your eyes when you see me coming. I don't even try anymore.
Nope.
To, the people that are going to resonate and listen, they're going to listen. I'm more doing this. We're having fun with this. I'm learning. I want to keep learning. I keep asking questions. I'm meeting wonderful people. And one of these days, shit's going to happen for me.
That's right. And you're going to get a whole life insurance policy, and we're going to sit down and we're going to learn a whole new thing for you. And I'll be like, this is for the grandbabies. Watch
making the
this
money.
play. You're going to be like, shut up. I should have done this a while ago. I'm like, nope, you weren't ready yet. You weren't ready yet. Give yourself credit. You weren't ready to do the thing. I'm here because I need like-minded people. It's very lonely in this space. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. It can be, man. That's why we always say go to conventions. Go to conventions, connect with people, because that's like a whole nother that's probably a bigger opportunity than the digital assets you guys are in.
Yeah.
It's those conventions. Seriously, you can't put a price on connection.
No.
Somebody will try to, and that's okay. Do it.
I mean, even this is the beauty of the internet now, and how technology has evolved so much to where we can actually see, Mr. Emsky. Welcome, Mr. Emsky. Where we can actually see each other. When we're talking. That's the other part. I mean, it is part of a social thing also. We're trying to talk. I would love, for us to, at some point with this show, to get more. I was digging when we were able to do the spaces where, you could have more people, coming on and talking back and forth. the chat's working too, but it's really cool just to, hear people's voices and talk and discuss about these types of things, because there really is so much going on.
Can we, we could drop the link in the chat, right?
We can.
We've done that before. We've done that.
Yeah,
We've done that before.
Yeah, we have.
We could drop that to some. I mean, I wish there was a way to DM in YouTube.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to DM in YouTube.
Yeah. Well, one of these days, actually, why don't next show or something like that? If any of you guys are interested in coming on and chatting with us next week, just an open mic, whatever, hit us up. Either if you have our personal contact information, or if you're following us, one of us on X, DM me and let us know that you want to, or put it in the chat to where we can try to reach out to you so that we can get you the link ahead of time. I don't necessarily want to put the link out there publicly, because you can still go to it after. But we'll figure out how to do it.
No, I know. I swear there's a way. I swear there's a way to message somebody on YouTube. Forget it.
No.
Oh,
I've never done it. I've never
messaged. There's a new Captain America movie coming out?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Northern Living said I'll be late but would come on. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about.
Yeah, we need Northern Living to come on.
Yeah.
No, he's overdue. He's way overdue. No.
Next week, Northern Living, we're chatting.
Yes.
I still have
to.
Well, he said he's going to be late.
I know. I was gonna ask him what time. What time?
He probably doesn't. It seems like he's not getting into our streams until like 9 o'clock Eastern. Is what it seems like to me. But he can always reach out to us and let us know. I haven't heard back yet from Coach JV. Because he said he might be able to come on during August to chat with us. So hopefully I'm going to reach out to him again and see if he can make some time for us, because that would be really awesome to have him come on. And if you guys aren't following Coach JV, he's just another one positive dude. He's just positive. He gives solid advice and affirmation. And he resonates with me. So if you're not following him, give him a follow. You got my digits. Northern Living. In any event, I am starving. Is there anything else that you want?
Simon Says Crypto.
Yeah, little Simon Says Crypto. Yeah, we're just living in the most incredible time of our lives, and I'm super excited about it, and I'm so happy. I'm blessed. I'm so thankful that I met you, and we get the show. Like we were going to do one show, and then the next thing you know, we've got Dip a Toe, and what are we on? Like what is this? Episode 38.
38.
And it's pretty incredible.
October.
I'm so thankful.
October
23.
Yes, but it was right at the end. I swear it was right at the end. We started in October, though. I know.
I think. Yeah.
We
it
did.
was October. It was on a significant day for me one day, but I won't say what day that was because I don't want anybody to know. So, but yeah. Very, very fun. I am enjoying it. Thank you.
Last words.
71 folks watching. We appreciate you. We love you. Please like and subscribe to our channel. I don't know where everybody's watching, but we're streaming live on Facebook, on Rumble, Rumble and YouTube. We're at Dip a Toe. On X, we're at Dip a Toe Show. You can follow Simon and I both on X. I'm at More Crypto World Be Free, and Simon Says _crypto on Twitter. But it would really help us out if you guys would please at least like our video.
Like it,
And
subscribe it,
I
do
mean,
it.
it's private. It just, I mean, we're starting to pick up a little bit of traction. But you know, it's a long road when you got a show. And yeah,
It's a
there's a lot.
long road to the top of rock and roll.
Yeah, it's a long road. But we thank everybody. I just want to say congratulations to everyone that has been an XRP holder, that's been going through this lawsuit, waiting for the, you know, what's going to happen with it. You did your research, you've held on, and you know, you understand what you hold, you see the future, and you didn't fold. You weren't scared, and so congratulations.
Or maybe you were scared
Yeah, but
and you
you
held
still,
anyways.
patience and perseverance. Yeah, you still did it anyway. We love you too, Lisa. We thank you guys for coming, Becky. Yeah, we hope we'll get there, Northern Living.
Oh, we will.
One of these days,
We
little by
will.
little. Eventually we will.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Super excited. But any final finds?
Final finds, final thoughts. No, actually, no. I mean, that's a good day for Ripple.
It is.
But Melissa, you said it best. Stay grounded. Work on that. Know thyself. Know thyself. Like, do it.
Yeah.
Try
Get in touch.
to do it. Get in touch. What you say?
Get in touch with yourself.
Get in touch with yourself.
Huh?
Cool.
You know what's up.
Yeah,
All right.
I do. Melissa, always a great show. Everybody out there watching, literally, we love you. We always talk about you guys pre-show, after show, and during the week. You guys
are our friends.
showing up here and giving us your attention. Seriously, it speaks so much volume in my life. Every day, man. Every day's a win. And I get to share it with you, and you all share it with me. And like, so thank you. I literally have love for each and every one of you out there. I really, really do. I used to think that was some hype crap back in the day. I just wasn't there yet. And now I'm here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling the love, and I'm giving up. Man, I love you. You ain't getting my Bud Light. I don't drink anymore. All right, cool.
I feel you.
Love for everybody. Yeah.
Amen.
Cool. All right.
Play
that funky music, white girl.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your week, guys. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Dipper Talk Show. Bye.